All right, that's all set, and I'm just gonna pull up the warrant onto the screen, and then I think we're good.
Excellent. And I see it. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call to order the meeting of the Select Board for Thursday, August 1st, 2024 at 12 p.m. This is a remote meeting being held by Zoom. As such, all votes will be taken in a roll call manner. And I will allow the Finance Committee Chair to open his meeting.
Can you hear me
We
now?
have a quorum. We have 7 members, 6 are present. We're officially opened under the same criteria that you just made mention of. It's a Zoom meeting. Any votes taken will be taken by roll call.
Very good. And Kirk, I think I heard you ask if we could hear you.
Yes, I finally figured out the microphone aspect of this.
Excellent. We can hear you. Okay. Under new business, we simply have to discuss the special town meeting. So I'm going to request from the Select Board a motion to open the warrant for Monday, August 19th.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Kirk,
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
and I'll vote aye. So we do have an open warrant now. So the next item is to place things on the warrant. So we do have a draft article that was received from Heather. It's a single article for this special town meeting on August 19th, and I will read it as it currently stands. The article is currently obviously Article 1, since it's the only article, FY25 budget supplement, to see if the town will vote to transfer the following sums: $170,851 from the Operating Stabilization Fund, $82,400 from the Ambulance Receipts Reserved for Appropriation Fund, and $68,604 from the Appropriation for Employee Benefits, account number 1910 in the FY25 budget, and appropriate said funds as follows: $2,000 to the Treasurer Collector, account number 1145, $2,000 to the Town Clerk, account number 1161, $226,194 to the Police Department, account number 1210, $54,500 to the Fire Department, account number 1220, $27,869 to the Department of Public Works, account number 1421, $9,292 to the Library, account number 1610, thereby resulting in the following adjustments to the FY25 budget as approved under Article 5 at the June 27th, 2024 special town meeting, and account numbers and departments with original appropriations and new total appropriations as drafted here in the warrant, or act in any way thereon. So I'm going to ask if there is a motion to place Article 1 as I just read it on the warrant.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, Kirk,
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
and I'll vote aye. So we do have it on the warrant. I will open up to any discussion that needs to occur with regard to this article. If there's any discussion from Finance or the Select Board with regard to anything about this article at this moment.
I have none.
I have none.
Okay, none from the Select Board. Anything
Julie,
from Finance? Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
is the accompanying schedules that have been affectionately been referred to as gray, green, and I don't know what the other color is. Is that going to be part of the special town meeting handout, or is it going to be just limited to this warrant article?
Heather, what do you anticipate including? Yep.
Yeah, I would hand that out at the town meeting like we've done with the other handouts in the past, Mark.
Okay. So
So
is
for the,
it,
I wouldn't attach it to the warrant. I would just attach it when we get to the
No.
meeting.
So am I getting ahead of myself if I ask you to call that particular email up that includes those 3 slides, those 3 columns?
Maybe just a smidge, Mark. I do think
Okay.
that warrants discussion, based on the comments that I saw from you, so we'll make sure to include that after we finish up with the warrant, if that's okay?
As long as we have a chance to just share what I was thinking of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, so we have an article placed on the warrant, and it is listed as Article 1 on the warrant. I'm going to ask if there are any motions for any other articles on the warrant. Hearing none, I'm going to request a motion to close the warrant.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, Kirk,
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
and I'll vote aye. And so the next step is to vote for recommendations for approval, disapproval of this article. So we can handle that separately between the select board and finance, because we both need to issue those approvals. So I'm going to ask for a motion from the select board as to approval or disapproval of the article.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, or any discussion?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor, Kirk,
Aye.
Carol,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. So the select board has voted to approve the article or recommend approval of the article. And Mark, I'll let you handle it on your end.
Is there a motion from the Finance Committee to recommend approval or recommend disapproval of Article 1?
Recommendation to approve.
Second.
Recommendation made by Steve, seconded by Tim. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, roll call. Steve,
Yay.
Tim,
Aye.
Ben,
Aye.
Tony,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Mark votes no.
Okay. right.
Motion passes to recommend approval from the Finance Committee.
Okay, very good. So that takes care of the warrant. So Mark, I'll let you speak to your thoughts with regard to the handout. If we're using that same spreadsheet that we were looking at during the last meeting.
Yeah, and I know everybody wants to make this a quick meeting, including myself. So if you just indulge me for a minute, the information that everybody's been sent and we saw at our last meeting as well includes those three columns. And if you could just, is it possible to scroll up just a smidgen, Heather, on the gray one? My point that I've shared, not with everybody, but if you look at the gray column to the left, the total that's going to be aired out at the special town meeting is $336,000, which the good news is that's a far cry from the 950 override and a further far cry from the first $1.4 million override. So I think that's gonna be a welcome sight to a lot of people. But if you can just leave it just the way it is, Heather, if you look to the middle column, one of the funding sources is unemployment of 68,604. And to those that may not be in the know, that could be a little confusing in terms of, well, are we going to get a check from DUI, or how is that funding really taking place? So my thought was, on the column to the left, all of those are budget adjustments in various departments, including unemployment, which is in fringe benefits. So I was recommending that the unemployment be part of column 1, in which case the amount that would be aired out at special town meeting would actually be 253,000, which I think would be even more compelling in terms of the acceptance of it and the ring of the year to it to people. And arguably the funding sources for that is really stabilization and ambulance receipts fund. So I just thought it told a better story, a clearer story, a more acceptable story. I think 336, or I believe that's the number, 336 is going to pass anyways. But if we have a chance to tell an even better story, that we've got it, ambulance coverage, police coverage, DPW has been more fully funded, library, et cetera, at only 251,000, that's a good story. And I think it's a little obscured here, the way you see it. And I would argue from an accounting point of view, the reduction of the unemployment account is really not a funding source as much as it's a budget adjustment source, which is where the first column rests. It doesn't change the warrant article. I just think if this gets some play at the meeting, that might be a better way if we made that slight modification. I didn't share that with everybody. I did share it with Julia and Heather. And thought we would talk about it today. I sent an email to that effect, but the email essentially just said what I said verbally. So it's a recommendation to the town administrator to help this be even a better story. That's all.
Yeah.
If I walked in there knowing that the real impact was 251,000 and none of it was coming out of my pocket, I have my opinions about stabilization, which I'll defer, but it's coming out of stabilization and ambulance receipts. That meeting would last about 3 minutes and out we would go. So just trying to make a good story a better one. That's all.
I think your point is well made, Mark. I think potentially you can, Heather, you could adjust the column, the gray box, and call it budget adjustments instead of amount needed. And then place in there the increases to the budgets for police, fire, DPW, and other. And then have a offset area underneath where we would be able to put, within the gray box, where we would be able to put the unemployment amount, which would really be the transfer from employee benefits. And then also anything that's coming out of police gifts as well could probably go there and further reduce that number. And then funding sources would just be the amounts that are being infused, which would be the stabilization and ambulance receipts.
And you might want to consider dispensing with the third column.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
probably
that
not
could
going to do that
be-
live tonight, but
That's okay.
Right, exactly. Yeah, good point. So,
unless everyone wants to watch if I have any Excel skills, I guess
It's
that's really
okay.
what the challenge is.
Yeah.
yeah,
And in the-
your typing was impressive, but we get the message.
Yeah. And in the green box for the funding sources, we can probably also dispense with the items that are not resulting in funding. Because I think that's just going to generate questions from those that maybe didn't watch the meetings.
So Julia, if I could just beg the select board and the finance committee's indulgence one more time, my vote no is not as a malcontent. I've been as much as anybody wanting to restore ambulance service and police coverage overnight. I just think that I'm glad we arrived where we did. I wish we had gotten there a different way. That's all. I'm a advocate of putting more money in stabilization, not less, and And Pam is on the Zoom meeting. Pam, I'm an educator. I know the value of library. I've taken out library books and returned all of them properly. So I'm not opposed to any of this. I'm glad we got where we did. I wish we had gotten there a different route. That's all.
Okay, well, that's the extent of the business that we needed to conduct during this meeting. So unless anybody has anything else, I'll give you an opportunity. Otherwise, we will go ahead and adjourn.
I think finance has to.
Finance Committee, Finance Committee, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? None, all in favor? Tim,
Aye.
Ben,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Tony,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Mark votes aye. Finance Committee stands adjourned.
Very good. Kirk, did you have anything? I think I heard you speak up.
No, the latency was a little behind. So I'll make a motion to adjourn the select board meeting.
Okay,
second,
all in favor, Kirk,
Aye.
Carol,
aye.
and I will vote aye. So the select board also stands adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
For,
Thank
taking
you, everyone.
another
Thanks, everyone.
day.